Okay, Seth, this is your welder. I put the new CPU in. It just goes in here. We had to put a lot of like 13 wires on the top and 16 wires on the bottom. And the CPU is just, you can see the screen of it right here. Okay, and this is where it controls your rate, your speed. So you can adjust your base speed up like this. You can see it going up right there. I'm running it at 80. That's what Rick had it set at. And you can see it says status, so it says idle. That's all based off this foot pedal down here. Okay, and I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to push the raise the wheel button. I'm going to put the bottom piece in here, and then I'll let off of that and lower it down, and that'll allow it to sit in there. You can use this bottom guide. This is what I was talking to you about. Okay, but I've got to hold that in there when I put the next top piece in. Okay, so I'm going to raise the wheel, get those bolts lined up like that. Okay, you can see them together there. Can you see that? Okay, and then I just push the weld button on the foot pedal. Okay, now it's done. I push the raise wheel button, and if you look, you can see my weld there. Can you see that? I was a little bit crooked, but anyways, that's the overall concept. Also, we talked about this taping feature. If you're taping, you're going to want to have you'll want to have the pedestal on. But this is the pedestal, okay? And this mounts right here, and this swing arm unscrews right here and unhooks, and you just take this off. Just unscrew that, and there's also an Allen wrench right there. This tightens it actually. So that's the screw-on spot, and this is just to put tension on it. But anyway, so I did most of the stuff I did with this pedestal. Unless you're this what they call the swing arm is mostly set up for doing tubes, something like this, you know, so that it can go all the way around and then make a tube. Okay. So, but you told me you're interested in the taping function, or either you or the guy from Seamtek did. So I got this tape. I'll send this tape with me with it. So I got this tape up here on the tape wheel. It just strung. You string it through this tensioner down here, and you can adjust it based on how many times you send it through. I haven't adjusted it, but we'll see how it does. I'll stick this tape in there, and again, I haven't adjusted this or anything, so my heat may be too high for this tape that I'm currently using, but we're going to go ahead and try it. So I would just go ahead and push the weld button here. And you can see there's a tape seam. Let me see if I have a knife around here. So, am I coming too close? You can see there's a tape seam right there. If you look along this edge, you can see a little, what they call flashing. That just means that the heat is too hot for just putting a tape on there. I had to heat up higher if it was doing a weld itself. So, anyway, I can also adjust the amount of air pressure on this weld airflow right here. So if I'm getting too much air, that can also cause that. So I want to weld at a higher heat with lower air. You're going to have to adjust all those things. Once you get the machine set up once for you, I wouldn't mess with your speed or any of that stuff. Yeah, there's also, you can adjust your clamp pressure. So how tightly this clamps on. You can also adjust your, if you look down here, you have your top plus or top minus. You can speed up or slow down the top or bottom wheel so you can catch up if you're getting off while you're welding. I never messed with that. The guys at Air don't do that on their machines, their Miller machines either. So I wouldn't recommend using that at all. But anyways, so there's your tape seam, and it's solid, and I think you'll be good to go. So if you have any questions, I'll go ahead and send this to you in an email. If you want to actually do a FaceTime after that, we can. But everything's working great. It fired right up. When you're shutting it down, you're going to come over here and push the stop button. Okay? And then you don't shut the power off to the machine until it has time for it to cool itself down, because there's little heat foils in here, thermofoils, and if you shut it off, it doesn't give them a chance to cool down properly, and then they could break. I've never had that problem, but if you notice, these batteries are on the outside. They just act as a BIOS, but basically they have them out here so that you could change them more frequently, and also stick your voltmeter on there and test to see if they're getting low, so you don't lose your computer program like I did. What happened, the reason I wasn't able to just load it back in after I sent it to Rick the first time is he thinks that it's because the main feed wire that I sent it to him with hooked to the batteries was loose the first time he sent it back. So after I'm completely done, there's a shut off in here. I don't know if you can see in there. There's just a shut off on a square D box, and you're going to shut that off, but I can't do that until it's completely cooled itself down. As far as setting up the pedestal, I'll talk a little bit more while it's cooling down. You're going to set this here. It fits over these spots, and you can see where these screw on. And then it has this cable or belt, and then that just hooks over the pulley down here at the bottom. To get it so it's nice and tight, I usually would loosen this up, and then I'd loosen this up, get it on the bottom, and then I'd raise this up and slide it in. It's pretty self-explanatory. So anyways, yeah, it's a really clean machine, as you can see, and other than the problem with me letting the batteries run out, I haven't had a single problem with it. So I think you'll enjoy it.